if you're watching an English video. You understand what they're saying, you laugh at the jokes, you nod along. Even in class or meetings, you follow the conversation just fine. But then, someone turns to you and asks a question, and nothing comes out. Your brain knows what you want to say, but your mouth refuses to join in. It's one of the most frustrating parts of learning English. You think, I can listen, I understand everything, so why can't I speak? You're not alone. This happens to so many people. The listening part is going great. But when it comes to speaking, there's this awkward pause. And sometimes, total silence. In this video, we're going to figure out why that gap exists. Why you can listen, but still struggle to speak. More importantly, I'll show you what you can do about it. Real techniques that don't require a speaking partner, a textbook, or perfect grammar. Just small changes you can start using today to build your confidence and fluency. Let's start by clearing up one big misunderstanding about this problem. If you've ever blamed yourself for not speaking well, stop right now. This isn't about being smart enough. It's not about talent or memory. You're not missing anything. What's really happening is that your brain has been trained for one thing: understanding, listening, and you're probably good at it. But speaking, that's a different skill entirely. Your brain uses different areas when you're listening compared to when you're speaking. Just because you understand what someone says doesn't mean you're ready to respond with your own words. It's kind of like dancing. You can watch dance videos all day, study every move, even know the choreography by heart. But that doesn't mean you can get up and do it smoothly on your first try. You need to actually move your body to get better. Speaking works the same way. Watching videos and listening to podcasts trains your ears. But your mouth, your tongue, your brain's speaking reflex, that stays untrained until you start using it. That's why we need to stop treating speaking like something you'll magically be able to do someday. You've probably spent a lot of time on input, watching, listening, reading, and that's great. It helps you understand English faster. But here's the problem. Understanding is passive. Speaking is active, and your brain treats them very differently. When you're just listening, you don't have to form sentences. You don't have to think about word order or pronunciation. Your brain is relaxed. But when it's time to speak, it has to do more. It has to search for the right word, form the sentence, move your mouth correctly, and do it all quickly. If you haven't practiced that part, of course you'll freeze. This is where most learners get stuck. You've trained the input side, but not the output side. That's why you might understand a whole movie in English, but struggle to order coffee without panicking. It's not about how much English you know. It's about how often you've used it out loud. Speaking is physical. It's like training a muscle. If you don't use it, it doesn't get stronger. So, how do you actually train this skill? Let's talk about why knowing the words isn't your real problem. One of the biggest myths in language learning is this: I just need to learn more words before I can speak. Nope. You already know enough. If you can understand this video or follow a conversation in English, then you've got plenty to start talking. The real problem isn't vocabulary. It's that the words don't come fast enough when you need them. You hesitate, your brain freezes, and suddenly everything you know disappears. that's not because you don't know. It's because you haven't practiced pulling those words out quickly. Your brain is like a shelf full of books. The books are there, but you haven't practiced grabbing the right one fast. That's what speaking trains. And that starts with easy warm-ups. Look around your room and describe what you see out loud. Blue chair, windows open, coffee's on the table. No pressure, no perfect grammar. Just say what you see. It helps build that connection between your thoughts and your mouth. Simple, but powerful. But even if you can describe things, that doesn't mean you do. Let's talk about the trap most learners fall into. If you're like most learners, you probably spend hours listening to English. You watch YouTube videos, podcasts, maybe even read books. It feels like progress. And it is, just not the kind that helps you speak. The trap is thinking that input is enough, that if you hear English long enough, you'll magically start speaking it. But it doesn't work that way. I know someone who watched English movies for years. He understood almost everything, but he couldn't answer simple questions in real life because he never practiced speaking. You can't skip the awkward phase, that stage where your sentences are messy, your accent is weird, and your brain feels slow. Everyone goes through it. But if you avoid speaking just to stay comfortable, you stay stuck. And to get out of that trap, you need to start using your voice every single day. Speaking is like going to the gym. If you want to get stronger, you can't just watch workout videos. You've got to move. Same with English. You won't build fluency by thinking about it. You have to speak, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. And no, you don't need a partner. You can talk to yourself. Try this. In the morning, say what you're doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm getting dressed. I'm making tea. Later, talk about your day. I worked on this project. It was hard, but I'm proud. Keep it simple, but say it out loud. Another great habit is a 2-minute reflection. At the end of the day, speak about something that happened. It could be boring. Doesn't matter. The point is, your mouth gets used to forming English sentences without freezing. The more often you do this, the faster you'll get. It's not about speaking perfectly. It's about making speaking normal. Now, when it's finally your turn to speak, you probably hesitate. Let's fix that. You know what a lot of learners do? They rehearse. You're asked a question, and instead of answering naturally, your brain starts building the perfect sentence. You think about grammar, the right verb tense, maybe even the accent. And by the time you're ready to speak, the moment is gone. I used to do this all the time. I'd hear a question and freeze while mentally writing a script. But in real conversations, there's no time for that. You need quick reactions, not perfect lines. So, how do you train that? Practice short, fast responses. Think of common questions like, "What did you do today?" or "What's your favorite food?" Set a timer. Give yourself 5 seconds to answer out loud. Not perfect, just fast. You're training your brain to stop waiting and just speak. The more you do this, the more natural it feels. Your answers start flowing, even if they're not flawless. And that's the goal. Real fluency isn't about perfect grammar. It's about being able to say something, anything, when the moment comes. And one of the best ways to get faster is by turning listening practice into speaking practice. You don't need special tools or a language partner to practice this. All you need is a video, a podcast, or even a TV show in English. Pick a short clip and hit pause after a sentence. Then, say something in response. Don't just repeat the sentence. Say what you would say. Add your thoughts, ask a question, make a comment. Treat it like a real conversation, even if the other person is on screen. Let's say someone says, "I had a great weekend." Pause. Then you say, "Really? What did you do?" Or, "Me too. I went to the park." It doesn't have to be perfect. Just say something quickly. You're building your reaction speed and practicing sentence construction without pressure. It's simple, but it helps a lot. Over time, you'll stop freezing and start speaking. And speaking of conversations, let's simulate one, even if you don't have a partner. This is one of my favorite techniques, especially if you're learning alone. You take a real conversation from a video or podcast. Then you speak both parts. Yes, both. You copy what they say. Then make up a response as if you're part of it. Let's say you're watching a scene where someone says, "Hey, how's it going?" You repeat that out loud, then you answer as yourself, "Pretty good." You? And keep going. It doesn't have to match the original dialogue. The point is to keep talking, switching roles. It feels strange at first, but it's actually a fun way to train your brain to keep the rhythm of a conversation. You start picking up common phrases, sentence patterns, and the natural ups and downs of speech. Use simple expressions you already know. Things like, "That's interesting," "I don't know," or "Let me think." These are super useful in real life too. If that still feels awkward, don't worry. Your brain just needs more practice thinking in conversations. One way to get better at speaking is by pretending you're already in real situations, not in your head, out loud. Pick a simple situation like ordering food at a cafe, checking into a hotel, or going to a job interview. Then play both roles. You ask the question, you answer it too. It's not weird, it works. You get your brain used to the kinds of things people say in those moments. You can say, "Hi, I'd like a coffee, please," and then respond with, "Sure, what size?" Add hand gestures, change your tone, smile while you speak. All those little things help you sound more natural. I used to do this while walking alone. People probably thought I was talking to myself, and I was. But it helped. These little scenes make your brain faster. They prepare you for real conversations so you don't freeze when they actually happen. You're not just practicing words, you're training your reactions. And remember, none of this works if you stay silent just to avoid mistakes. Let's be honest, mistakes feel uncomfortable. You say the wrong word, you mess up grammar, maybe someone corrects you, or worse, you think they're silently judging you. That fear can keep you quiet for years. But here's the thing, everyone who speaks fluently made a ton of mistakes to get there. I had a friend who spoke English with all kinds of grammar errors, but he didn't care. He kept talking, people understood him, and because he spoke so much, he improved fast, not by being perfect, just by not being afraid. The people who wait until their English is good enough often never get there, because they're not using it. They're hiding behind study apps and grammar books. Shift your goal. Don't aim for perfection. Aim to be understood. That's it. If someone gets what you mean, you've succeeded. And if you make a mistake, who cares? Most people will get the message or ask you to repeat. Speaking is about connection, not about passing a test. So give yourself permission to mess up. Every time you do, you're getting better. And the more you speak, the faster your brain starts to catch up with your thoughts. Here's something quick that works really well. Pick a topic and speak about it for 1 minute. No pausing, no translating. Just go. Set a timer and talk. At first, it might feel impossible. You might repeat words or go blank halfway through. That's okay. Keep going, even if it's messy. Talk about your favorite food, your weekend plans, what's on your desk right now. Start with easy stuff. Then try harder ones. Describe a news story. Explain your opinion. Talk about a hobby you like. These 1-minute challenges train your brain to speak without stopping to overthink. They build fluency and confidence. Do this every day. 1 minute turns into 2. 2 turns into full conversations. Now, here's a twist. What if you could improve fluency without speaking at all? You don't always have to speak out loud to practice speaking. One of the easiest things you can do is mentally retell something in English. After watching a video or hearing a story, pause and tell it again in your own words. But do it in your head, in English. Don't worry about using fancy words. Keep it simple. If you watched a video about cooking pasta, just think he boiled water. He added salt. He cooked the pasta for 10 minutes. That's it. No need to translate from your native language. The more you try to think directly in English, the faster your brain gets at building sentences without help. This is a great way to practice during moments when you can't speak out loud. On a bus, waiting in line, even while doing chores. Just let your brain run through the story again in English. You're training your internal voice to use English first, and once that becomes a habit, you'll notice your spoken English feels more natural and less forced, and when you're ready to bring those inner thoughts out loud, the mirror can help. Talking to a mirror might sound silly, but it works. It helps you practice speaking clearly and confidently. And you get to see how you look when you speak, which actually matters more than you think. Stand in front of the mirror and talk about anything. Your day, your plans, a funny thing that happened. Watch your face as you speak. Are you expressive? Do your eyes move? Are you using your hands? Fluency isn't just about words. It's about how you say those words. A flat face and monotone voice can make even a great sentence sound awkward. But when you add a smile or some movement, it brings your English to life. Pretend you're talking to a friend, or even given a speech. Try different emotions. Be excited, be surprised, be serious. This helps you sound more natural and makes your speaking way more interesting. But what if you still feel nervous before speaking? Let's flip that feeling into something powerful. You feel your heart racing, your hands get sweaty, your mouth goes dry. That's what happens before you speak English, right? It feels like nerves, like fear. But here's something cool. Your body has the same reaction when you're excited. The only difference is what you tell yourself about that feeling. Nervousness and excitement feel the same. The trick is to say, I'm excited instead of I'm scared. Next time you're about to speak, say, I'm ready. Let's do this. Not, what if I mess up? But, what if I say something great? That small change can make a big difference. And if your body still feels tense, try this. Take a deep breath. In for 4 seconds. Hold it for 7. Out for 8. Do that a couple of times. It calms your body and clears your mind. You can also stretch, shake your arms, or stand tall. Your body posture tells your brain how to feel. Stand like someone confident, and you'll start to feel it too. And once you start feeling confident, you'll want to make your English sound even more natural. A lot of learners think they need to speak fast to sound fluent. But speaking quickly isn't the goal. In fact, it often makes you harder to understand. What really makes you sound natural is rhythm. And that comes from pausing and intonation. When native speakers talk, they don't rush. They pause between ideas. They use their voice to show emotion, to ask questions, or to emphasize a word. The tone goes up and down. That's what makes English sound alive, not robotic. You can practice this by reading short sentences out loud. Add natural pauses. Try saying, "I really want to learn English, but sometimes I get stuck." You'll hear the rhythm right away. You're not just practicing pronunciation. You're learning how to sound human. You don't need to speak fast to sound good. You need to speak clearly, and a few well-placed pauses can do more than 10 fancy words. Now, let's bring it all together with a routine you can actually stick to. You don't need an hour a day to improve your speaking, just 5 minutes, but 5 minutes that actually get your mouth moving. Start with 1 minute describing your surroundings. Look around and speak. The fan is on, the window is open, I'm sitting at my desk. No pressure, just talk. Then spend 1 minute on role play. Pick a situation and act it out. Order in food, asking for directions, do both sides if you want. Next, 1 minute of echoing. Find a short clip, repeat it right after the speaker, match their tone and speed. After that, 1 minute speaking about a random topic. Set a timer and go. No pausing, no overthinking. Just speak. Finish with 1 minute of mirror talk. Watch yourself, use your face, and speak like you mean it. That's it. 5 minutes. Real progress. Every day. And if you ever feel like giving up, here's what to remember. Speaking English is not something you're born good at. It's not some magic talent. It's a skill. And skills come from doing, not just knowing. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to wait for the right moment. You already have what you need to start speaking right now, with the words you know, with the voice you have. Every time you talk, even for 1 minute, you're getting better. Every mistake you make teaches your brain something new. That's how fluency is built, bit by bit, out loud, not in your head. Thank you so much for watching. I hope today's video gave you the confidence and practical tools you need to break the silence and start speaking English openly and naturally. Remember, speaking is a skill, not a magic trick. It doesn't matter if your grammar isn't perfect or if you feel shy at first. The key is to practice, use your voice, and gradually build those speaking muscles. We talked about some powerful strategies today, from describing your surroundings to role-playing situations, using shadowing, and even talking to yourself in the mirror. Small, consistent actions are the stepping stones to fluency. And the best part? You don't need a partner or hours of time. Just 5 minutes a day can make a big difference over time. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and hit that subscribe button so you'll always have more tips and encouragement to guide you in your English learning journey. And turn on the notification bell too. That way, you'll know as soon as the next video is up. Always keep in mind, progress isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, trying, and celebrating every little improvement. There's no such thing as a bad speaker. You're learning, growing, and getting better every day. Thank you again for being here with me today. Keep practicing, trust yourself, and never stop believing in your ability to succeed. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and happy learning.